So, if you've ever tried setting up shipping in WooCommerce based on product weight, you know it can be really frustrating. WooCommerce doesn't actually let you do it easily out of the box. So today I'll show you a simple solution using a mini plugin that I just built. In a few minutes, you'll see how to calculate shipping by weight quickly and reliably. WooCommerce gives you flat rates, free shipping, shipping classes, but if you really want your shipping rates to depend on the total weight of the cart, there is no easy option. There are table rates plugins, but they're usually expensive, bloated, and overkill if all you need is I want to enable the shipping rate if the weight is 1 kilo, I want to enable this other one. If the cart weight is 3 kilos, I want to enable this other shipping rate if the weight is 10 kilos. So many store owners end up manually calculating shipping or using workarounds, and that's definitely stressful. So that's where my mini plugin comes in. It's small, lightweight, and does one thing really well. It just adds a setting to each shipping rate where you can define if it has to show or it doesn't have to show based on the total weight of your cart. No features, no settings, just simple, predictable shipping. My plugin, which is called Shipping by Weight mini plugins, so like all the other mini plugins on my site, it's just a few lines of code, just does one thing really well, and that's it. And it can basically toggle, so enable or disable shipping methods or rates, whatever you call them, based on cart weight. So we're going to install it, and basically you'll figure out that each shipping rate will have a weight restriction option right here in the rate settings. And you can basically say, show this rate only if the weight is such. So super easy, and it adds something that it's really missing in WooCommerce Core. So let's take a look at how it works. Once you purchase and download the plugin, you can install it manually through the WordPress plugins add new section and activate my plugin. At this stage, you can go onto the WooCommerce shipping settings, and let's say we want to set up something in the United States. So I'm going to add a new zone, call it US, that's for my reference, and check the location. So right now this zone is only targeting shipping to United States, and I'm going to be adding shipping methods. So flat rate, let's say I want to do a $5 or €5 like in my case. And if you scroll down to the very bottom of this window, you will see this custom section now where you can only apply this shipping rate if the cart weight is, and in my case we will say less than 1 kilo or whatever your weight unit is. Perfect. So I'm going to create this flat rate and save. As you can see here, you have it on display, the fact that this is only triggering if the weight is below 1 kilo. Now I want to add a second shipping method. Once again, flat rate. This time I will give you a greater cost. So let's say $10 or euros, whatever it is. And this time I want this rule to be in between 1 kilo and 3 kilos or pounds or whatever. So I'm going to save. And now you will see that the second rate will only trigger if it's in between 1 and 3. Finally, I want to add a third method, which is once again a flat rate. It will be called in the same exact way. And this time it's going to be $15. And it's going to be for above. So greater than or equal to 3. So as you can see, we've covered all possible weights. Below 1, in between 1 and 3, and above 3. So I'm going to save changes, it's already done. Now, to test this, I've created a test product called Simple One, and in the settings, I have a 0.99 weight unit. So if I add just one of this, I should follow into the UPS first method, so the $5. If I add two of it, I should follow into the second flat rate, which is in between 1 and 3. And if I add 4 of it, I should end up in the third flat rate. So we're going to test this. I'm going to add one to cart, and I'm going to be going on to checkout page. And first of all, I want to see what kind of shipping rate will show. Let's remember that we are shipping to Italy at the moment. So I need to switch to US in order to see if it works. So United States. And I need to also select a state, let's say California, in order to trigger the shipping. There you go. So we have one item in the cart, and it's giving us the first flat rate, the one that was, up to 1 kilo or a pound or whatever it is. So it's $5. Now, if I go to cart and increase the quantity to 2, and I'm going to update the cart, in here, it has immediately changed our shipping rate onto the $10 or 10 euros. Now, if I increase to 3, I will just be below 3. So in order to trigger the last one, I have to add at least 4. So I'm going to update the cart, and now I should see here that the shipping method has become UPS $15. So this is a super simple way to trigger whatever shipping rate you like based on the cart weight. So basically you've seen how in 2 minutes, without a very complex setup, just a simple plugin with no settings, we've set up a proper advanced shipping by weight system. No coding, no guesswork, just simple and very reliable. So that's it. With this mini plugin, you can finally handle shipping by weight in WooCommerce without expensive plugins or complicated setups. So check the link below for the plugin and full instructions. Thanks for watching, and of course, happy shipping!